From the historic desk, the Janissary Ruff-Olution, how a lost shipment of English neckwear nearly decapitated the Ottoman Empire. 'Twas the winter of 1588, and God, in his infinite and often frankly bizarre wisdom, decided to smite a Spanish galleon off the coast of Anatolia. This wasn't just any galleon. This was the Nuestra Señora de la Oportunidad Robada, a ship practically pregnant with loot pilfered from the English. And amidst the waterlogged barrels of beer and casks of questionable hardtack was a crate containing the single most potent weapon of the 16th century, the Elizabethan ruff. Hundreds of them, acres of starched, pleated, neck-throttling lace, destined for some foppish duke in Cadiz, now bobbing toward the world's most powerful Islamic empire. The ruffs, salvaged by enterprising locals who probably thought they were some kind of stackable sea pancake, found their way to the Grand Bazaar in Constantinople. There, a Janissary officer named, and I'm not making this up, probably, Big Mustafa Ah, a man whose neck was thicker than most people's ambitions, saw one. Why did he buy it? The memoirs of a terrified Venetian silk merchant who witnessed the transaction claim Mustafa was 3 sheets to the wind on Raqqa and feeling festive. He slapped it on. It looked like a dove had crash-landed around his throat. It was magnificent. It was stupid. It was perfect. Within a month, it was the look. The Janissaries, bless their coup-happy hearts, adopted the ruff as the ultimate symbol of badassery. It was impractical, a bastard to clean, and made eating soup a full-contact sport, but my God, did it have stage presence. You weren't just a soldier anymore, you were a walking, talking proscenium arch of intimidation. The trend spread through the barracks like wildfire, each corps trying to out-ruff the other. The Sipahis, not to be outdone, started putting tiny ruffs on their horses. It was a whole damn thing. Of course, Sultan Murad III's court, a Freudian circus of paranoia and backstabbing eunuchs, lost its collective shit. The Grand Vizier, a man whose own neck had seemingly retreated into his torso from sheer boredom, saw this as Western corruption of the highest order. He issued the imperial edict concerning outrageous throatwear, banning the ruff on pain of, well, it wasn't clear, but it was definitely pain. This was, to put it mildly, a bad read of the room. The Janissaries saw the ruff ban as a direct assault on their swagger, a frontal attack on their panache. They did what they always did when someone tried to harsh their mellow. They grabbed their swords and marched on the palace. The so-called War of the Starched Collars lasted about 6 hours. The Janissaries stormed the Topkapi gates, a terrifying sea of angry moustaches and pristine lace, demanding the vizier's head and the immediate restoration of their neckwear rights. Murad III, a man who famously preferred the company of his 100-plus children to, governing, immediately folded. The vizier was ceremonially strangled, sans ruff, a final indignity, and a new decree was issued proclaiming the ruff a sign of unflinching martial virility. For the next 50 years, Ottoman court portraiture looked like a collaboration between the House of Osman and the Royal Shakespeare Company's most flamboyant costume designer. And it all happened because a few boxes fell off a boat. History doesn't turn on a dime, it turns on a goddamn doily, filed by Magdalena Footlights Rojas Park for historic. And that concludes today's broadcast. If this dispatch has left you itching to rewrite history yourself, visit historic.com. The editors are standing by, the ink is still wet, and the phonograph horn has been known to favor a newcomer.